Hi all, Jessie B. Scrapbook came back with another process video. This one is for the Groundhog's Day hop. This will be my second year doing it. Here's the very original picture that I did. I used this sketch, and then here is the one I did last year for the hop. This was the scrap lift of myself. And then this year, I am going to be using these three pictures of two of my nieces and one of my nephews in the Easter concert at church last year. So I'm going to do those. And yeah, we'll see how this turns out. Let's get going. So I put up the scrap lift because I'm kind of scrap lifting the scrap lift in the top corner there. And then I'm just cutting all these pictures down. I don't need the backs of everybody in the congregation's heads, and I don't need the blank wall or the big monitor up on the wall. So I just cut it down so I have nice little pictures to work with, and that way it doesn't, the pictures don't take over the whole layout, but they will stand out, I hope. So this year I decided I wanted to use washi tape. Easter is the time I can use the pinks and the blues and the butterflies. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get over this cold. And just use all the pretty washi tape, the flowers, the birds, just the really pretty ones that sometimes I have a harder time using just because my family, has more of a rustic vibe when I'm scrapbooking the guys and stuff. And so I figured this would be a perfect way to use up these washi tapes. Well, not use up, but use a lot of. So I'm putting all these washies onto this cardstock here, and I'm just doing stripes of them, just a whole bunch of stripes, and I'm just going to fill this whole card up. I don't make you watch me fill this whole card up because that would be very, very boring. But yeah, I go clear to the top, and actually I ended up making two cards, but the other one I did off camera. And it only ended up having like 4 or 5 washies on it. But just this one here ripped in half, but I figured it was fine. I'm just going to, piece it back together, and you can't even tell. And so I'm going in with the tiny stripes as well as the wide ones. They don't have to lay on this card perfectly because I will take and I will cut all of these apart in a second. And I decided not to use that one. Once I laid it down, I liked the pattern of it, but the colors were wrong. So here's how I have it all done. Like I said, I only show you the one card that I make. And then I end up cutting them all apart and just kind of lining up the back and the front, and to make sure that I can get them as good of a crisp line as I can between the washies. And then I'm going to use this hexagon punch, and I'm going to cut each one of these into a fishtail banner. So in the original sketch, in my first two layouts with it, there's big fishtail banners and layers of papers behind each of the photos. And so the first one I did that. The second one I put mixed media behind, and I really liked the way that looked. So this time I'm just doing a whole bunch of little tiny fishtail banners and just gonna line up this whole side. And then here I start laying it down, and then I remembered that there was a couple more washies I need, so I'll end up I pull up a couple just to place certain ones down that I knew I wanted. But here I will go ahead and put this on really fast forward so you can see exactly how I put them all on. And like I said, after I turned the camera off, I ended up adding in like 5 more washies in different spots, so I ended up moving a couple. But I put some crosses down at the bottom, one that says believe up at the top, and then just a couple more of the darker blues, I believe. But you see I have that space, so I knew I needed more, and so now it goes clear to the top. But see the top one there, it says believe, and then above that first picture, and then below this bottom picture I have that row of crosses. And so I kind of had to use those for Easter. It just made total sense. So I got my pictures layered. I did not stagger them like I did in the first 2 layouts. This time I just kind of made them go cockeyed and just kept them in that nice banner stripes area. And I'm liking that. And now I'm using this washi tape flowers. They're individual petals. I have a red one and then 2 pink ones that I put on here. But in my washi tape, I actually have 2 different color blues as well. But I did not end up using the blues. And so I'm just layering. I did 2 half flowers, one underneath that top picture and one in this bottom corner. And then this one here, I actually end up, it still goes underneath the washi tape stripes, but I make it a full flower. And I really like the way that these turned out. So these washi tape flowers are fun. I forget to use them, but I really like the way they look when I have them used. So now I'm going to bring in some sequins. In my scrap lift here, I did paint splattering, but since I didn't do any painting on this one, I decided to bring in sequins for my splattering. And so I'm going to bring in a pink, a blue, and a gold. But it is a light, soft gold. And then I'm going to bring in, and because I like the gold in the center of each of the flowers, I thought that was pretty. So, but I get them all squared away how I want them. And now I am just coming in with my Elmer's tacky, or Elmer's craft glue. That's what it is. And it holds sequins really well because it dries flexible. And I like that. My tacky glue I really like. It works well, but it does not dry flexible, so sequins will pop off on it. So I try not to use that one. So get these all down. And then I remembered that I needed my title. And I had a sticker book that I thought said Easter Sunday, but I could not find it. So I ended up going with this What a Wonderful Day. And that sentiment worked perfect for my title. And then I decided I needed butterflies. And so I'm just adding these white butterflies all around. I used the white ones because I didn't want them to clash or draw away from the photos, but just add a little bit of movement onto the page. Here are the close-ups. Don't forget to check out everybody else that is playing along with this hop. It is a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it again next year and see what I come up with. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Bye!